All right, yours truly, Jesse Lee Hammonds here, kicking off the week here, Monday, and lots of things going on in the world. I mean, but I'm going to just narrow it down to like 10 things. Oh yeah, this is it's that part. Okay. So I'm going to narrow it down to the 10 things that mattered today. Okay. And why. And these are all from, headlines across the globe here, primarily in the United States, of course. Um, Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel sue Biden and its administration. Imagine that. The steel giants have filed lawsuits against the Biden administration, alleging unlawful political interference after their proposed $15 billion merger was blocked. This legal battle raises questions about U.S. openness to foreign investment and could strain the relations with Japan. What you mean? The nuclear situation down there in Okinawa didn't. And hey, look here. We're going to see a whole lot of this crap going on, in the next 4 years. This matter of business over government or government over business, and that whole struggle there, going back to the turn of the 20th century, where the robber barons and everything were like running things everywhere, or at least influencing the things that were going on in Washington. And so, you know, Nippon Steel obviously believes that they should be able to do whatever they want to do, and if you say no to them, then it's got to be politically motivated or something like that. Get the heck out of here with that. But that's number one, and that's out of the Financial Times. Also, just to the north of us, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau resigns. After nearly a decade in power, Prime Minister Trudeau has announced his resignation amid declining poll ratings and internal party opposition. His departure marks a significant shift in Canadian politics as the Liberal Party prepares to select a new leader. That's also out of the Financial Times. And I don't know if their definition of liberal is the same as ours. And and I really wish, people would get off the word liberal, because first of all, they make it sound bad, like conservative is good. And they leave out the fact that most people are progressive on either side, which is something pretty much either down the middle or depending on the issue. It's that part right there. Okay. So, number three, we have on the things that matter today and why. Major winter storm disrupts U.S. It doesn't take much, especially as it relates to the airlines, with all of these major hubs in the areas that are directly affected by the snow. In this particular case, the snow and the ice and the cold weather. A severe winter storm has blanketed parts of the Midwest and East Coast. And you know what? I don't know why they call it Midwest. They call Ohio Midwest, and Indiana and Illinois. They call those states Midwest. Meanwhile, they're not even close to the West. There's some over 2,000 or so miles away, or nearly that. They're closer to the East Coast than to the West Coast, literally. And they're literally in the Eastern time zone, literally. At least Ohio is. Indiana has some kind of weird time zone, but but um, but Ohio's definitely in the Eastern time zone, 3 hours ahead of where we are right now in Los Angeles. But at any rate, It has blanketed parts of the so-called Midwest and East Coast, leading to school closures, government office shutdowns, and over 1,800 flight cancellations. The storm has caused at least 3 fatalities and is expected to continue impacting travel and daily life. And that's out of the AP News, off the AP News wire there. Number 4, President Biden signed Social Security Fairness Act. President Biden has signed legislation aimed at boosting Social Security payments for millions, addressing long-standing concerns about retirement security and income inequality among seniors. This is also out of the AP News, and we'll see how the Republicans, or so-called Republicans, or the party that used to be called Republican, handles this situation next year. They've got a lot of bills coming out, and I know a lot of them will be on the surface saying one thing, but on the inside of it, what it'll be saying something totally different. It'll be doing something totally different. Like the okie doke. It's that part right there. And number 5, we've got Tesla reporting its first annual sales decline in over a decade. Well, you don't say. Tesla has reported a 1.1% drop in global sales for 2024, marking its first annual decline in more than 10 years. This downturn poses challenges for the electric vehicle manufacturer amid increasing market competition. Yes, those Mercedes are really nice, and as well as the Audis. In fact, and the Caddies, everybody's got something now. They're not the only electric boat on the water, so to speak. Number 6, speaking of Tesla, well, actually not. This is in a related story, I should say. We're talking about terrorist attacks here, and there was of course, we had the Tesla Cybertruck involved in one up in Vegas at one of number 45s, 47s hotels. But this one involves number 6 is New Orleans attack suspect linked to ISIS. Linked to ISIS. In that authorities have identified the suspect in the deadly New Orleans truck attack as an Army veteran with alleged ties to ISIS. The attack resulted in multiple fatalities and raised concerns about domestic terrorism and veteran mental health support. Now, just one note about this. The bonehead continues to try to say that that terrorist came across the border, and obviously that's not true. And then that's the problem. When the problem is more than likely a mental health, especially as it relates to the veterans here. And I don't know what wars he was a veteran of, but he's definitely someone that needs some help, or needed some help, tried to get some help and didn't get it, and this is the result. Okay, number 7, the Golden Globe ceremony. Highlights of that, if you will. The 82nd Golden Globe Awards took place with notable wins and memorable moments. The event continues to influence the entertainment industry's landscape and award season predictions, because I think everything kind of leads up to Oscars and that sort of thing. And so I won't go down the list there. You can check that out at ap.com or any of your other favorite news sources. with the list of the nominees and the winners. Number 8, we have U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel Challenge merger block. I think I may have mentioned that a little bit earlier there, but this is another skew on that following the Biden administration's decision to block the merger. U.S. Steel and Nippon Steel have filed lawsuits alleging political interference. Now, this is both of them. The other article was just about Nippon filing the lawsuit. This one is about both of them filing lawsuits. I guess this is what's called a class action lawsuit when you have two entities like that filing and alleging political influence or interference. How is that? Are either one of those political entities? Are either one of those, entities running for office or something like that? I mean, what's next? What is next? So, of course, when number 45 and 47 gets in there, or number 45/47, when he gets in there, he's going to bend over backwards there, especially if either one or both of them will allow him to grift off of them. And I'm sure they're going to be very pliable in that area there. They'll give him a percentage of something. He'll want that, and then the deal will be done. I'm sure, because because it will be going against everything that Biden has accomplished and what he has executed on his way out the door. So I think that's what's going to be in play. Everything that Biden has instituted by executive order or something like that, number 45/47 will try to reverse all of it. That's just a prediction. We'll see what happens. Okay, number 9, severe weather causes disruptions across Europe. So it's not just here in the United States that we are experiencing these interruptions due to bad weather. It's virtually around the world. Heavy snowfall and freezing rain have led to widespread travel disruptions in the UK and Germany, with several major airports suspending flights. The severe weather continues to impact daily life across the region. That's off the AP wire. And bringing it home at number 10, Hezbollah's leader death confirmed. A senior Hezbollah official has confirmed that leader Hassan Nasrallah was killed in a Israeli airstrike last year. The revelation may have significant implications for Middle Eastern geopolitics and regional stability. Now, these stories reflect significant developments both domestically and internationally, underscoring the dynamic nature of today's news landscape. And so we'll be back next time, which will be probably tomorrow, with more of news and views and taking a look at the daily top 10. We'll just keep it at 10 right now. Of the things that matter and why. It's that part right there. You can check us out all over the social media there, but primarily we're working out of, and we're just starting up here there. So, kind of bear with us as we kind of build this thing out. But we do have a website, www.itsthatpart.com. And it's easy to remember, right? And on that website, you'll have all of the links to all of the social media connects as well. Because, again, there's a lot of things going on. And our main thing is to bring you news and views, as well as information and education, and shining a light on the things that matter, the things that you might have overlooked or not considered, the things that are important. I'm Jesse Lee Hammonds. Thank you for listening. Please like and share, and we'll see you next time. Let's go.